Assalamu alaikum, dear sisters and brothers. For tonight's dinner, we're gonna cook a soup, Ashe, and a main dish, which is a rice dish, and it's a mixed rice. It's called Eslambuli. So we're gonna prepare our soup first because it takes the longer time. It takes about like an hour and a half, so we have to start with the soup first. So for our Ashe, which is a soup, we need herbs, which are spinach, scallion, or green onions. We need cilantro or coriander, and we need parsley, and also we need dill. So I basically just washed them and chopped them finely, and we have them in our pot. Then to that we will add our rice, which I already soaked for 1 hour, and then we're gonna add water to this, and we will just cover it and put it over high heat until it boils. When it boils, we will reduce the heat to medium high, and we will let it cook for about 1 hour, 50 minutes to 1 hour. And so I'll just put this. Then after 1 hour, we will add our chickpeas, which are pre-cooked. You can use canned ones as well. And we will add our meatballs. And these meatballs, we made them with ground beef and grinded onions and minced onions and salt, pepper, and turmeric. We will add them after 1 hour. Okay, so our soup is almost ready. It's been cooking for 1 hour, so now it's the time to add the chickpeas and also our meatballs. We'll just give it a quick stir. Just gonna add a bit of this and this. And then we have to put the lid back, and we will cook it for 15 more minutes, just so the meatballs get cooked. Then we have to add our yogurt to the soup, so to finalize the soup. So our soup is ready. We just need to add the yogurt and the egg to it, and but we cannot do this over the stove because it's very hot, and if we add the yogurt and the egg to it, it will all it will be ruined. It will start clotting. The yogurt will be clotted, and the egg, of course, it will be scrambled. So we have to do sort of tempering for it. So I have here my yogurt that I already whipped, and I added just a dash of salt and pepper to it. I'm just gonna crack my egg and just add it to it. And we will whisk it together just to make sure like it's incorporated. And I will start the tempering process here in the bowl. Then I'll pour everything back in my pot. So I'll add just a teensy bit of the soup here in my bowl, and we'll just whisk it to make sure the yogurt is getting warm. And just a bit more. So now I'll remove the whisk, and I'll start pouring my yogurt just slowly into my soup, and stirring it continuously to make sure the yogurt doesn't get ruined. now the soup is ready. We're just gonna plate it and then we can serve it. So for our soup, we also will make some mint oil, we call it. So we'll add some oil here and we'll let it just warm up properly. And when it's hot, we're gonna add our dried mint to it. And then we're gonna just pour it over our soup and mix it, and the soup will be ready. Just gonna raise the heat. So the mint is ready now. It's fried and fragrant. We're just gonna pour it over our soup. So we add some oil to our pan and add some finely chopped onions, and we just have to fry them, stir them until they're lightly colored, so light gold color. We're preparing the meat for our rice, Eslambuli rice. So now we're gonna add our ground meat. You can use ground lamb or ground beef or a mix of both. So we're just gonna brown the meat, and then we will add the spices and the tomato paste to it. So now our meat is nicely browned. We will add our spices. Any spices you can add. I have here just a bit of cinnamon, cardamom, nutmeg, and a bit of cumin. And to this I will add just a bit of turmeric, just a dash, some black pepper, and of course we need our salt. And just a very small amount of saffron. We're just going to stir it until all the spices get fragrant. And now we're going to add our tomato paste and just fry it with the meat. So to this we will add our potatoes, which we already peeled and slightly fried. And we're just gonna turn it off. So this is ready. So now we're gonna prepare our rice, which is Eslambuli Polo, and it's basically a tomato rice. It's called also tomato rice. This is the filling that we made before, which is ground beef and potato. We have our pot of boiling hot water with some salt, so we're just gonna add the rice to it slowly and carefully. And we're not going to cover it anymore. We're going to leave it open over high heat until it starts boiling again. Then we will reduce the heat to medium high, and we'll cook it for 5 minutes. Then we have to strain it in a colander in the sink. So our rice is now halfway cooked, so we're going to strain it. So I have my colander here. I'll just wash my pot with some cold water. And I'll pour it over the rice. The cold water will help the rice to fluff. Just shake it to make sure like I get rid of the excess water. I'll add some water to the pot and I'll return my pot to the stove. And I'll add my oil, or you can mix oil with the butter ghee if you like. So just a couple spoons will do. And I'll just wait for it until the water and the oil they start boiling. So now we'll just pour the rice in the pot, just half of it. We're gonna put only half of it in the pot, and then we have to add the filling that we prepared. So I'll just flatten this, and I'll just pour my filling, the ground beef that we had and the potato squares, cubes. Now we'll add the rest of the rice. So we'll just collect all the rice in the center. Just we'll make a dome. And with the back of our spoon, we're just gonna make a few holes. Just to let the steam get out of the... Now we will cover it and just reduce the heat to medium-high. And we will leave it until it starts steaming, and you will see the steam coming from the sides of the lid. So now that our rice started steaming, we'll remove the lid, and we'll just add a bit of water to our rice, just a tiny bit, and maybe about 2 spoons of the mixture of the butter and oil that we had. And we're gonna wrap our lid in a clean kitchen towel, in a clean kitchen towel. And we're just gonna safely cover it and reduce the heat to medium-low. And we'll leave it for 20 minutes until it's cooked. Use my cookbook Authentic Iran, explore Iran's culture, and learn how to cook more than 100 of Iran's delightful recipes. Get your copy on Amazon or on express.com.
Pum pum pum